like people did pretty well today, huh?
Hell yeah, bro. There's a lot of blood in the water.
Oh, it was good blood, man. I just wish I held on to more SPX.
Dude, SPX is just. Dude, it's only like, what is it, day 3 or day 4 of the year, and people are banking, bro.
SPX is banned.
Good. We were not using the tool, sir.
Apparently, I don't know.
All right, let me share my screen. Whoever's on, is on. First, I just want to cover the
1
current
second,
state,
Shorty.
right?
1
So we have the
second.
cues.
Shorty, 1 second. Sorry. Please, let me get recording.
All right.
All right, you're good now. Thank you.
All right, so we got the cues on the daily here. Obviously, we had a nice channel here. Hopefully, we get a bounce here. I would anticipate that we're going to get a bounce somewhere around here. So the perfect bounce would be around probably about let's see, we're 384. I would say somewhere about 377 if it decides to go here would be the level where we could get a bounce. So I would keep this level handy here. Just because you have the channel here, if you were to draw the 50% channel as well, there's a high chance you're going to get a bounce here and a respect. I don't have any EMAs, but I'm pretty sure maybe a 50 or 200 is somewhere around here. Let me see. Not that I care about it, but I'll just do it twice real quick so you guys can see it. So here's your 50. Here's our 200. We'll make it yellow. And now I'm going to say this. Okay. So actually, we're below everything. This is interesting. So yeah, we're below the 200, and we're below the 250, below the 50 here, which is interesting here that we actually crossed that with these. So I would anticipate that we're going to drop to here. So that's cues tomorrow. So an easy way to play tomorrow is this here. So if you look at this from perspective of just naked charts, I'm not using any indicators. Here's your previous breakout level, right? So this is your higher high, lower high, lower high. Then you guys see how it struggled here. You see that it struggled, it rejected that level once. So that means there's a high chance that it's going to come back here to this level and potentially bounce again. And then, it's not illegal to do this, but there's a high chance when you think about it. There's a 1 tap, 2 taps that we might get a strong bounce here tomorrow. Does everybody understand this? Just channel support along with the breakout levels. So 382.82 might be a great opportunity tomorrow for some calls, which might go for $1.02 bounce on cues. And Drew, you watching?
Yeah, I'm watching.
Let me make your night. We're going to deviate from our plan just for Drew. This is the contract that you had right here. I have to ruin your night a little bit so that way you learn how to hold. You bought it here. That contract went all the way up to 5,500. Do you remember this contract?
Oh, I remember those 3 contracts very, very, very well. I was actually trying not to revisit that, but sure, let's go down that dark, cloudy, rainy road.
Do you remember my Pfizer call that you made fun of me? I just had to bring this one here to show you that you could have.
Oh man, that was so long ago.
You could have made 15 grand today.
No, that was 21,000, I think. Oh, maybe
how many
wrong.
did you have?
I had 3. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought they went to 7K, but okay.
No, their high is right here at 55.
Got it. Yeah, you're right.
Anyways, I just want to show you guys something.
Perfect.
So that's Qs, right? So then if you look at NQ right now, what are we? We're kind of flat. Whew. And the bad side on NQ is right here. If you look at the 10 minutes, you guys see that, right? Here you go. And this is going to play out before you wake up. there's a huge bear flag being built right now on NQ. So let's go. Does anyone know what pattern this is? The white lines here. Anyone?
I mean, I do. I can't think of the name of it though right now.
No,
Is it expanding wedge or triangle?
No,
or
it's called a megaphone pattern.
The mega.
Yep. So here's the same concept, right, on Qs. Let's just take this level out. And then we'll add some stuff, right, that we know we can use. So here, 15707 becomes really, really important. Let me just remove this. I don't know how old these lines are. This level is very, very important. This right here is super important for Qs. This is where they consolidated, they dropped it. This is where we struggled a little bit. They went over it, came back for a retest. This is a buy. This is a buy. Well, is the third time a buy. So now it needs to hold this. It really, really needs. And look how well that, I mean, very, very nicely held the first time. So let's see. So here you see last time when it happened, you see how you got a bounce here. Same concept here. You came back, dipped, bounce. So now let's see. I think we come back here again, 15708, and we go higher, which would be ideal. So we'll watch this level tomorrow on NQ. And this is just naked charting, just so we know the levels for tomorrow. If this is to break, if we break below 15.5 tomorrow, there's a chance that we're going to dip a lot lower. With being 15,000 being the next level. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna check something that.
Sorry, really quick, Shorty. What level did you say you were watching on NQ? 15708?
So tomorrow we're gonna be watching about, what is this right here? Let me see if I got this level correct. I did, maybe a little high. Hold on 1 second. I just hate that they don't have the magnets on this system here. 15708.
Okay.
So, and that level obviously bounced here almost perfectly. You see it.
Shorty, they do have magnets on TOS.
Well, if you do this and you go, where was it?
Right there, snap drawings too.
Yeah. Where is it? I usually do the tick, but it's not as strong.
Well, you could do OHLC, works for me. It'll get the top of a wick or bottom or open or close.
This one?
Yep.
All right, let me see. Okay, well, I'll try this one. Yeah, I didn't enable it last time. I guess it didn't work so well. So this is the NQ naked chart. Then we come to the magic, right? We look at the clouds. Today, obviously here on NQ, it was below the daily middle right here. You guys see that? And then basically rejected. And then just using the five, guys, we have the trend bars. Do you guys see it crossing at any point above the trend bar today? Anyone? 9:30 came, it dipped below the 5-minute trend bar. It never went anywhere. Are you guys seeing this or?
Yeah, I see it.
So Drew, for yourself, if you're really, really risk averse and you're like, man, I don't want to lose money, then use the 3 minutes. Look at this. 3 minutes. You could have stayed all the way from here to here, get out, get in here again. Look, all the way to the daily bottom, almost perfect tap here. Okay.
I get it. I bought the contracts though for 175. I cut them at 100.
Okay, let's just take a look at it, just kind of to tell you the tools that you guys have. Okay, I'm on 3 minutes. Okay, you bought them at. Okay, do this next time. Make sure you have a chart up of your contract. You bought it at 1.7. Let's say here, right here, right here. Here is the only time that it went to $1, and this is where you sold.
Yeah, I sniped the hell out of the bottom.
Yep. So you got right here And then, I mean, I suggest if you're going to do it, use 5 minutes and just, I would not use anything below this. Use 5 minutes trend bar on your contracts. And look at this. This is not to tell you don't cut it. This is to tell you to trust staying in. And look, trust, stay in, stay in. It's telling you the candle, not a single candle closed below it. Stay in, stay in, stay in. Trust it. Once you start trusting this, you're going to have those long wins where you put in 400 and you pull out 5 grand.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. So let's just look at MQ real quick.
So don't use the 3-minute trend bar.
You can. I'm just saying it depends what kind of person you are, right? If you're really risk averse, use 3 minutes because it's more responsive than 5 minutes. If you want a little bit more risk, then 5 minutes is fine. Okay.
But I sniped the hell out of the bottom.
You did a great job there, yes. Okay. Second point you guys had. I'm just teaching you guys how do you stay in the play a little bit longer. We covered this multiple times. There's a nice triangle here. Would you guys agree? You had a nice triangle here, and for people that do know Celts, if it breaks the middle here and it's breaking this triangle, 99% of the time it'll go to the bottom of that Celt. If you were not sure where to take profits, all you have to do is this. These are your levels. Here, it dipped below 127, it couldn't even claim it back. It dipped below 1620, couldn't claim it back. You had the daily pivot as well. Once it lost 16,000, psychologically, you know it's going to dip lower. You should think that way. Once it dips below that, I mean, it's gone. There's not much to it. And now it's kind of going to dance here. And I would expect it to be tomorrow to this 15,691. It's going to probably touch this and trap more people on the short side and bounce strong. So let's watch for that tomorrow. So NQ, I think we got. I think you really, you want to see it long. If you're going to play it, you want 15,815 to be reclaimed to make a higher high on 15 minutes, and then we can go. Okay, ES, let's look at the daily real quick. And this is what you were supposed to watch today, Drew. I think this was it, right? So this is, this happened on Tuesday. Then we come in here and we really could not even tap the daily, the top right here. Once it broke this level 4773, I guess that I had, it was pretty much a done deal. It broke the weekly pivot. That's usually your sign. If it breaks a weekly pivot, that there's a high chance the daily pivot becomes the magnet. And that's exactly what it did. And then it broke through the daily mid. And now it's kind of holding. This is a big, big test, guys. Monthly pivot is huge. 4684 is huge on ES tomorrow. If this breaks, we're headed to 461. Okay, so let's just mark this so you guys have the levels. So we'll put this as a daily mid. Okay, so this is a daily mid. If you look at the 4 hours, it's below the 4 hours. So here it broke the 4 hour mid right here, I guess at what, 2 o'clock when Drew got out right here. So Drew, you're aware of this level, right? You got out right here. And I think even if you look at on 5 minutes, I don't think a candle closed above it. No, look.
No, I got out before that. That was when the FOMO minutes came out. But yeah, I got out before that.
Okay. And this is 4 hour bottom. And you guys see the bullish divergence? Anyone?
Yes.
The bottom piece is see how far it goes. So it doesn't go on 1 hour. I'm pretty sure it might be on 30 minutes, but that's about it. Nope, not even 30 minutes. So 15 minutes. No, it's not a strong divergence. Okay, so that's 4 hour Celt. Now I'm just going to look at the weekly Celt, which is this one. And today, I think I jumped on a call with you guys, or whenever I did, I think it was today, when I said if it breaks this yellow, if it gets inside the weekly cloud, weekly fallen means it falls inside the weekly clouds, it's going to be in trouble. And well, That's exactly what we got. It fell inside there, and look where the weekly mid is.
So, well, Shorty, for those of us that don't have the clouds, is there a way we can find that level?
For now, there's not, but we're working to give you this. That's why I'm feeding you guys a little bit more information. So that way, when you do get it, it's not like I'm giving you something totally new. That way, you will have an idea what you're seeing.
Gotcha.
So for what you have to be aware of is that you have the 4-hour Kelt, the daily Kelt, and the weekly Kelt. Right now, I'm kind of giving you the idea of how all of them are being looked at. I look at the 4-hour, I look at the daily, and then I look at the weekly Kelt. And then I basically check the top of the Kelt levels. So this is my weekly top right here. It's called, the inside of the cloud is called weekly 1.5 top. The outside is 2.0. So now, honestly, if you check right here, is there anything in between here? And that's what I do. And hopefully you guys will be able to do this in the near future on TradingView, is this. I'm looking at all the clouds right here. It could not break this. Like, remember I mentioned, I don't know if anyone recalls, when I said 4826 has to be broken for us to go higher. And obviously we never got there, right? So with that being said, all of the resistance is upper, meaning it's above the price. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow we are watching to see if it can reclaim the daily middle, which is 4704. And right now futures just went red. And if it can reclaim this, it can go to 4725. And that's where a trap can be set up, where people think I made a higher high, but then you have a wall here. And usually what happens, and I'm giving you a play now, is when it does this, it's going to do this right here. It's called a bearish backdoor off of the 4-hour bottom. It basically came here, it's going to go all the way down to the bottom. So tomorrow, this is actually a bigger play than what happened today, Drew.
Got it.
So here you have 2.33%. Today you had negative 1.97%. So you have a better
4-hour
play
bottom,
tomorrow.
Shorty, is subject to change between now and tomorrow's open, right?
That's correct, but it wouldn't change much. It would just be maybe this shift line would be by 4% up or down, 4% of this range here. So it won't be huge. So we can recheck in the morning, but it won't be that significant. So we have the levels for ES and then Q, and those you keep on your charts. Like you keep that ES and Q. Usually my ad right here is right here. And Drew, can you find out when did you get out of the trade? I'm really interested. Why did you get out? Did you get out here?
Yeah, that's where I got out.
Okay. Lesson for everyone. Okay. Let me go back. And I think my screen is fairly visible. Drew, I'm not picking on you, but I think you give me the best example today of what not to do.
I deserve it for Pfizer. It's okay.
No. Honestly, I'm not picking. I think it's a good learning opportunity for everyone through your pain. And it's not really pain. You just could have banked a lot more than what you did, or if you lost. Okay. So I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit, and you sold, let's say, on this peak here at 230, right here. And if you don't mind checking, just check what time you sold.
I don't have TOS open right now, but yeah, I mean that's where I sold. That's I can tell by the candles. It's right at that peak, the very top.
Right. So right here at 12 o'clock, you have to be before FOMC.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the market today. SPX. I'm just gonna go line by line. It made a higher high, then it made a flat low, meaning it's gonna create a descending triangle now. There's a lower high. Simple rule is you connect these. If you know at 12:30 that this is making a lower high, your stop loss should have been the orb high of this. there's no reason for you not to hold, honestly. And it depends where you got in on the short. I think you got in on this candle here. I would think you got in there. I don't know. I would have to check the chat and I'll figure it out. Let's say if you got in here, then even if you put in the stop loss to be this previous rejection here, this wick here, you're still okay, but I think you panicked. You panicked because either your position was too high or you thought it's gonna go and rip and go against you. Okay, so here's your stop loss. And you know, if you go over 4791, I'll take my loss. Here's the lower high. But look at this. Even the ad never made a higher high here. Here's 1120. Here's, I guess, where I'm on different times, but maybe here somewhere. It never made, actually, it made a lower high. It's not even close to this. It's telling you it's weaker than what SPX was presenting to you. So all you have to do is literally just be patient and wait on this trade.
So
And
I mean, part of it for me is, you know, I'm new to watching ad. Today's the first day with the third monitor, so today's the first day where I've had room to watch ad and everything at the same time. And I just saw ad going green, SPX going green, and I was like down 45% on my contracts, and I'm like, I gotta cut these.
That's okay, but you have to know. So the contract's price can be manipulated via IV, and that's probably what they did.
Yeah.
If you look at the product, like if you look right here on SPX, I am pretty sure they dropped IV sometimes at the point when you're looking also there. They dropped it, they faked you out, and then, I mean, they bought your contract for $1, and they probably sold it back up at like 50 or 40 to somebody else.
Yeah.
So, and now just think price action, lower high, lower high. You break this level, which I think I mentioned this level this morning. 4779, which is 4780 on SPX. Look what they did. They broke it. They came back for a retest, another phase. And then, I mean, just pure bloodbath.
What was this, a SPX trade or?
It was an SPX trade.
But okay, so but you've also commented in the past. I mean, you didn't really expect anyone to hold a contract that long, especially if you're already deep in the money. But
no, you don't.
What? So, are you? Yeah, can you elaborate on that a bit?
Yep. So let's use the tools that we have. We have the lower highs. You had no reason to come out here. Does that make sense? You had no reason to get out here. If you're in 3 minutes, this is your previous lower high right here. It didn't even come close to it. It didn't even break the trend line off the triangle. Descending triangle didn't even break it. So here's your A, B, C, and then, you know, the D here, and then an explosion. So if you do A, B, C, D, E, then this is the explosion here. You have a trend bar here on 3 minutes. If you're using Ashi candles, which I strongly suggest that people do, is you had no reason to get out. If you know your stop loss was here, and let's say once it dipped here, you basically just move your stop loss. From here now, your stop loss is the 4780. Now, look at the trend bar here. You get out here, I'm pretty sure this contract right here would have been 40s, 45, 50s. And all you need is one of those for the month. And then your trading psychology becomes so much easier.
I'm glad I can at least learn from it. What you're saying makes a lot of sense. Looking at the, you know, the lower highs, lower lows, and you know, waiting until you break that pattern before you get out of the trade.
Yep, and there's no reason, honestly, there's no reason not to use the tools we got. Like, you have the trend bar, everybody has it. Use it to your advantage.
Okay, when you say okay, so let's look at this again, where you lower your stop loss here to the 477.9. You know, you get stopped out over there when you see that long wick there, right? So you're out. So what I don't understand is how you're saying we're going to make it all the way down there for those really big wins if we're lowering our stop loss there.
Okay, so at the same time, you're not looking only in SPX. I'm never looking at only one thing that I'm looking. If I'm seeing here, so this bounce came in at 2 o'clock, right? this bounce right here came in at 157. So 157, let me just out of zoom here. Okay. At 157, this is the bounce that got you out. We are negative. I mean, we're starting a really negative bear cycle, we're entering negative territory. And here they protected it. Here's your previous high. This is bullshit. This is consolidation. Here's your previous high. I never even really attempted to go for it. Here's your previous low, lower high. Compared to this one, you're still in a bearish mode. Very, very bearish mode. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. To me, visually, I don't see a reason to even get out till this is broken here.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense looking at it like this on ad.
Like, there's no reason to get out. And I'm not picking on you, Drew. I'm just trying to make sure everybody gets the point visually. Like, there's no point till you come here and you tell me you really mean it. Take out that 155 positive. Let me see you buying these stocks back up. Instead, what you did, they just dumped it even more. And I mean, it reached negative 2100. And this does not happen often, guys. The negative 2100, look, you can count number of times that it reached in these levels in the past couple of months or a year. Does that make sense? Does it help? So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 times this happened, guys, in the past year.
Yeah, it makes makes a lot of sense, and it helps. So thank you.
Yeah. So psychology-wise, you're watching and you're staying calm to what you're seeing, not your P&L. And a lot of you guys are looking at your P&L while you're trading instead of focusing on the chart and seeing what is it doing. And you freak out as soon as you're up. Instead of being up $150, go make sure you're watching the chart to know if there's more potential down or up as you're trading. And the only thing that we control in this game is our entries. The price we don't control. There's no way we control the price. So tomorrow it's probably going to get choppy a little bit unless futures really dump, and you guys see that they're playing here. We can short it below 46.80. I would love for us to do this tomorrow. Go to the 4-hour bottom. From the 4-hour bottom, we're going to short it. Okay. So that would be the ad.
You said ES below 46.80.
Say it again.
You said ES below 46.80, correct?
Yeah, I would watch below 46.80 definitely. Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I have the other levels as well.
Yep. So you have 46.80, and then it really doesn't have much till 46.14. 46.14 would be the next level. That should be this one here. That should be daily bottom. So if I look at this chart, these are the levels we play tomorrow. This is the levels we play. They want to go here, we'll short it here, you get out here. Dips below this, you go to this level here. Dips below this, okay, then we go to the daily bottom. You lose this, we're going to the weekly mid. I'm anticipating this is going to happen tomorrow. Okay. Then, you just want to look at the tech because tech's been getting hit pretty hard. Let's see. So here, obviously you have a little bounce here. I'm just looking at naked charts. So you have a little bounce coming here at 322. Let's see if there's any channels forming. Okay, so honestly, this could go even lower here. So this could go up to 307. I'm looking at the last time that it bounced right here. You see how well this would be kind of right here if I was to circle it. This would be the area that I would look for a bounce. Right here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Facebook. Amazon is at a, I mean, if I was, yeah, Amazon is in a really dangerous spot. Like if it doesn't defend this level, like tomorrow, $16 drop, it's in a lot of shithole. It's in like a lot of trouble. Like here it has a daily bottom. This would be the next level. So 3271 breaks, 3175 is next. And then if I look at the Celts on it, I'll just look at the ones that are all together. So we'll look at these for a second. Okay. 9. Don't want this forever. All right. So honestly, you see this bottom cloud right here, the purple one, which is a daily. You guys see it?
Yeah.
So let me go here. So look where it bounced. You guys see that? It came literally to the bottom of this one and it bounced. The reason why this matters is the cycles. So if I go on 4 hours, it just completed a cycle. It went up. It didn't go all the way down. It just completed a complete cycle here. And look how long has it been since Amazon reclaimed the daily middle. It's been since, I guess, here since 11, since November, I guess 24th. Here, and on a bullish run, it was since November 2nd. So now there's a strong chance that we're going to get this bounce and that it's going to go and push towards this level here. This would be the logical way that it should play. 35.18. So that's unless the markets obviously take a shit. But it just completed that bear cycle completely. But on the weekly, this is where things get tricky with Celts or Bollinger Bands, if you understand the cycles. It completed the bull cycle here. So if I just zoom out a little bit, you guys see this? It's a full complete cycle.
Yeah.
Then it comes here, and it's never going to break this on the first try. It's usually going to dance on this line. Here, it went up, and now you go to the right, if I may, and you see, oh, I'm all the way to the right. And now, if it really wants to go and make a complete bear cycle again, 3161, which is very close to the 3175 level. So tomorrow, if we break 3271, this is going to be an easy short for about 100 points. Okay. Google is in the same spot. So tomorrow might be a bloodbath. So let's see. So bloodbath there. So that's your weekly bottom. This one is below the daily right here. So this one is in a worse situation, right? So look at here, this line right here. Amazon is still inside the daily. So there will be congestion in this area right here. On Google, it's totally outside of this. So what's going to happen on Google most likely tomorrow is this. Is gonna come back here, and this is where you were short. And what would you call this here, Drew? What type of play would this be?
It's the bullish backdoor.
Bearish. It's on the bottom cloud.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, bearish backdoor.
Bullish backdoors occur on the top cloud. Bearish backdoors happen on the bottom. This is a bearish backdoor. So this is what would happen. It would come here and it would continue the path. It comes to a point, it hits the cloud, continues the path where it's been going, which is down. If this was to go in here and inside the cloud and come back and touch here, what is this called?
That's a bullish money
Is that
shot.
what you? I was just about to say that.
No, sorry,
This
too
is bullish
slow.
money shot. Yep.
That's cool. COVID.
So this would be bullish money shot right here. And this would be your targets. Here, reject, they're going here. Of course, as long as it breaks the low, you can wait for the low. I usually short right here, and I'll wait for a candle to come out of the cloud. If it goes inside, I'll wait for it to come out. If it goes in here, then I'll wait for the retest. I don't buy this breakout here. I don't buy this here. This is a no-no for me. That's a no-no. Here is yes. Does that make sense? So we got a couple of opportunities. Short below here. And then, I mean, just looking at the chart itself of Google, so you kind of were able to check and see, right, that naked chart kind of agrees with these levels too. So this is your short below. This was the level here that we kind of agreed on earlier. It was, I think, $6 away. Just removing the lines that I drew from earlier. So this would make sense. And even if it pushes to here, let's see. So what is that, 27.87. So if it makes a $33 drop, pump here, it might probably reject here. So tomorrow is all about price action, to be honest, is watching where the previous support was and where's the resistance now, because the support becomes resistance, resistance becomes support all the time. So this is what we're watching tomorrow, is finding these support and resistances and watch the flip, where support becomes resistance now. And it's going to happen a lot. All right. Everybody, sweetheart. Let's see. This gap here is beautiful. You guys see how I filled it? Why is it doing this?
This is the one where you put the snap on, but you gotta put it right where you want it. Right on the wick.
All right. All right, so this is 1082. So this level has to hold tomorrow. So obviously now, so just think about the structure. Right here, it made a higher high, higher low, higher high. It's still a higher low compared to this. If this level is to get taken out, sure, you can short it up to here. You can expect a strong bounce here. You can expect a strong bounce in this here. If 1053 breaks, now we got the room to fall. And this is where you can use multiple ways to basically gauge where it's going to go. One way, you guys are familiar with that, is using your, is using this, right? So here's your VPOC. So 1069 is your VPOC. So I'm pretty positive that tomorrow we're going to touch this. Like 100% positive at one point we're going to touch this. So here you have another POC, but it's not a VPOC. And here's another level, which is a VPOC here. And today, I believe somebody had charted SPY with VPOCs and did a bounce on a penny on it. I think somebody said that it bounced perfectly for them. I don't know who it was. So 466 is the one I have. There was one here. And then a major VPOC here, 454. So these are the levels you can literally play on SPY tomorrow. You break below 466, I mean, you have a $4 drop. Below that, you have the value area, which might be congestion. It'll take me a minute to get used to this. So you have this level here. Of course, you got to account for the 460 level. Let's see. Yeah, but this level here is very, very important. 451 will be a bounce no matter what. So these are the levels that I would watch for SPY tomorrow. And I don't know how this looks on the daily charts. So these are the levels that I would account for. I guess you have a 465 from the naked levels. Here, you guys see it? Yeah, this level right here. So these will be your levels to play tomorrow on SPY. And then, of course, you have the close today right here. So previous day close. And then you can just mark these target one, unless they're repocs, and then you can change it. But I would change these if they're repocs, mark them that way so you're familiar that there's a strong chance, guys, we're going to 454. Like, look at this here. This is crazy. Pay attention to this 454, okay, for a second. So let's do this. Let's go here for a second. Look at this middle here of the weekly cloud. Right at 456 is the weekly mid, which is usually the biggest magnet if the top is stuck in between. So here you have 461 clear as day, which is your daily bottom. So tomorrow, you see the daily middle is right here. You guys see the purple line? So, but let's call it 470. If it reclaims 470, there's a strong chance that it goes to 471, and it could hit the bottom of this cloud and kind of reject. And we would short it below this 468. Once it dips below 468, we can close it. We can short it there. And I guess you could pay attention to this level as well, which is your previous day low. I call it PVO. So previous day low is right here, and then you have the targets. And then you just play these levels. On the breaks, you get to the next one. But honestly, if we break this, again, if we break the previous day low, this is your ultimate target, 461.48. And today, when I got on voice, I did tell you guys to buy these. Well, I did say that I got these SPY 473 and 474 puts. Does anyone recall that? No, maybe not. I posted in the chat. I paid about 26 cents for these. It was actually cheaper. It was somewhere around. It was here. I think I got it right here. Right here. I bought these for 20. And I sold them probably about 2.6, 2.7 somewhere.
Yeah, I joined you there, Shorty. It was a quick one.
And they printed. They went all the way to 5. You take $26 to $534. I mean, it's 20x, right?
That's disgusting.
The power of options.
So we have the levels here, and tomorrow, honestly, all you have to do is play the bear flags. Like, even today, on you're watching, let's say, 3 minutes. Okay, here's one. Here's the bottom. Here's one. Here, you really, I mean, if you're not getting in on this candle right here, when this one started and this one did this beautifully here, this is your entry. I mean, okay, some of these levels maybe are marked now, but here you had another higher low. You connect these two on 3 minutes. Here's another little bear flag forming. You get in here, this is your stop loss. I mean, it just kept doing it. And today it was called a trend day. Even though it might seem like we were not gonna trend down, but this was clearly a trend day. Guys, give me 1 second. I just have to step away, use the bathroom. 1 second.
Has Shorty gone over the Dow?
No.
Uh-uh. Yeah, Drew. I don't think you're gonna hear the end of the SPX, bro. It's gonna be the
Well,
I
what
deserve
is the
it.
Dow? What is the Dow in comparison to like NQ and ES or SPY and
Dow's
Qs?
more like industrial, like infrastructure stocks, like HD, BA,
Ah,
like
okay, word.
some investors call it value stocks.
Uh-huh.
They're like uh, dividend stocks in a way.
Yeah. Okay, what's DIA? You talked a lot about that.
DIA is like SPY to the SPX. That makes
Oh, so DIA is the
yeah. If
SPY
you
of
go to
like Dow.
DIA and then you go to DJI, you'll see it like, oh wow, it's like similar.
Oh, word.
To
Okay.
it.
I never hear anybody talk about that.
Yeah, it's very long, bro. You gotta have like not diamond hands. You gotta have like titanium hands, because those things drop like one day and your swing goes to crap. But if they don't, like Deere, if you got into like Deere or like infrastructure stocks like Deere or UPS or FedEx,
That
but it printed
Caterpillar's been going off.
exactly like. But you had to hold, bro, and you
Yeah.
could have got them for like you could have got 10 contracts for like $23. It's $230, and they went up to like $4 each.
Yeah, one of my buddies has been making money off cat. I'm thinking like I would never think to trade something like that.
Oh no, bro. But that's something that like government's really big on, like infrastructure stocks.
Yeah.
If you look at Deere, like the stock Deere, bro, that thing went up one day like $18. And then sometimes you get market rotation, so you get money flowing out of tech into the Dow, into like value stocks, like quote unquote safety stocks, because they won't move as volatile, but they'll move. And in comparison to that, they'll use TLT, which is a 20-year bond. So you see the 20-year bond going up, it means investors are putting their money to safety nets, so they don't get, their profits clap, and then investors go to some other hedge fund instead of their hedge fund. It's the way they protect their money.
My 403b's in bonds right now.
What is a 403b?
It's employee matching, so like
Ah,
it's a retirement account.
Yeah, bro, Dow stocks are great for IRA stock or Roth IRA, because you can get Visa or Mastercard for like a discount, and those things print, or like some people get like a Dow stock, a strong tech stock, and then they'll get like a few growth stocks that have potential to like 5x, 10x. So they'll use like A Firm, Roblox, apps, stocks around those lines. But we're short term bearish for sure, bro. Long term, you're gonna see people like getting into other contracts, and as well, big money is buying banks. So let me give you an example of the banks. This is where's MS? Here you go, MS. And you'll see how.
Apologize, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
no.
All right. So tomorrow, what we have to pay attention to, you have to know the structure of the markets really, really well tomorrow. Your lower high, higher highs. There's potential, like we said, 4 traps tomorrow, all day, 4 bull traps tomorrow. This level on SPX has to hold tomorrow, 4, 6, 7, 8. We'll have to hold. And I'll write out these levels for you guys so you guys can have it, unless somebody did already.
I'm already writing everything down.
All right, perfect.
Yo, Shorty, what's your thoughts on the Dow, bro?
Let's see.
I see big money throwing money into like their safety net, and as well as buying up TLT and like
Let's
basically
see.
taking
So
care of their.
Does anyone remember what I posted to you guys yesterday? Does anyone remember what I posted about this setup?
Oh, the baby. What is it, baby? Damn, I know what it is.
Abandoned baby.
Abandoned baby. There you go. I was baby something.
Did anyone think about it today while this was happening?
Negative. I was getting my cheeks clapped by AMD.
Yeah, I was
guys,
busy getting my cheeks clapped.
look, look at this, guys. I mean, it's just at this point, it's just mental strength and psychology here. You don't have to be an expert. Abandoned baby, you go below this, you're gonna go and fill the gap immediately. I mean, it was an easy short. As soon as this crossed, you didn't even have to think about it. Of course, they tried to come back and fake people out on this. That's always what they do. And then just continue down, fit the gap, and then you had a lot of signs to short. I mean, and I know it's a lot easier, and once it's done, but you have to think this way while you're trading. Here's lower, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Here's a higher high. So here, was there any? You guys see that here any resistance when it was broke the previous higher high? Not a single bit. That tells you that there was really no true buyers here. And this, candle here is telling you there's going to be another sell-off once it came here. That was easy. This was easy money today as well.
Did you notice a lot of dead cat bounces today, Shorty?
Well, I mean, that's what I'm looking at here. Here it dropped, came back, perfect supply zone hit, and then continued down. And then, I mean, people are like, how do I know where do I take the profits? Well, here you go. If you need more profits than this, let me know. 127 hit perfectly. 1618 almost perfectly. Probably off by how much? Off by 4 cents. 5 cents, guys. 5 cents off on this target. And then 227, I'll let you be the judge on the wicks. It's just being composed and staying and watching what's happening. Higher high, lower high, higher high, close quickly below this lower high. And then, I mean, there's just, okay, short at 61.8 broke. Okay, you can short it at 61.8 all day, every day. Okay. On ad, I know it's new for some of you guys, but if you're going to be scalping or trading SPY, this is a really, and I think I found a decent video on YouTube. I was looking to see if there's somebody that puts it nicely where you guys can watch video. There's one that's super nice that explains actually the ad and tick pretty well. So here, just pay attention to this range here. It has a range. Every time it broke, comes back. Once it broke this range here today, honestly, there's no looking back. And even you could grab it here where it's almost like a perfect rejection, but I'm being conservative. Then you watch, you want to be on the same time frame when you're comparing ad. Like if I'm on 3 minutes on ad, I want to compare SPY also in 3 minutes. So that way your higher highs, your lower highs, and how they're working. Here, ad, once it reached here, I mean, obviously it never made a higher high. And I'm not just saying definitions when I say, higher high plus higher low is bullish. You really have to understand this. Lower high plus lower low is bearish. I mean, you're really entering bearish mode here. Once you broke this lower low here, this is your start, guys. Okay, maybe not this one, maybe this one.
Yo, Shorty, on days like this, what strategy you suggest? Clouds, fibs, because I'm noticing the micro trends and the macro trends. I'm trying
I'm using ad here, so just trying to explain ad, and I can cover your question, like in terms of targets, or what are you talking about? Taking trades on or levels?
Yeah, I'm basically taking trades on and targets because I get confused with the micro and the macro trends because they both
on any day you should look at the structure, guys. Look at the structure, and this is as easy as it gets. Like here, lower high, the next step here, if you take out this previous lower low, there's a high chance that you're going to take it out, buy the book, any book that I've read. You're going to come back and test that lower low quickly. And perfect test. And then you're going to either make it or break it. And you actually don't go long here. If this was to go here, you don't go long here. You would only go when it makes a new higher high. So for you, it would be the entry would be here. Oh, I'm sorry. Damn it. I got to change this.
Yeah, guys, that's a good example because right there, I would have probably taken it long. I'd be like, oh, damn, it's about to enter.
No, you need momentum, right? And I know we have the algos, but guys, they can manipulate the algos. You can, just think about it. These people have a lot more money to manipulate the algo than you guys think. And those algos are just dark full prints and large orders. There's nothing else to them. They're weighted and plotted and dotted.
Yes, sir. Look at I'm gonna give you. Oh, where's the one?
So today, and then right, Roblox was one of the ones that I shorted. And I think what's his name, Blixie? Is it Blixie? I think it's Blixie. Yeah. So I think I shorted it somewhere here. I think it was here. Okay, so let's just go through this here. There's multiple opportunities to short here. So here's obviously triangle. And this is where literally where you just use the common sense of playing. So you have a triangle here. You can definitely short it here. You know the gap, obviously gap starts at $93. You can short it here right now. You have this level that was previous lower low. Your lowest low is right here, which is also what for this day? What would this be on orbs?
Orb low.
This is your orb low. I mean, here you have a dip, right? You dip here, and let's say people are like, man, oh, I got stopped out because it reclaimed. Okay, sure. You reclaimed there. Where's the next higher high?
Above the trend line?
It's right here, 93.32. If you entered here, right?
Sure.
Let's say you entered here, the next one is here. You have this one right here. So if you entered at 93, this is your risk. This is the risk that you're taking. Agree? Everybody agree on this?
Yes.
This would be the risk, this X. Well, what I taught you guys, and I hope I did, is this. Our first target is 90. The second target was 89, 59. If you entered here, your risk was 94.26 minus 90.30, whatever this is. So 94.26. Where do we, let's say we entered right here. Let's say you waited for the gap just to be smart. Your risk is $1.18 here. Everybody understand this?
Yeah.
Okay, your reward, your first reward is from 93.08 to 90.93. So 93.08 minus 90.93 is 215. So you pretty much have 2 to 1 right here. Between here and here, you have 2 to 1. And here, you'll probably have a little bit more because it'll be 93.08 minus 89.59. Wow. 349. So you'll have $1.18 to 349. So here is your 3 to 1 trade. This is what you live for. Yes, you let this be your stop loss, and you know that this is going to be you trim here, then you keep some guys here, and look, it went literally 2 cents away after hours to this level here, 227, and kind of bounced around. So the lowest you would have gotten 88.7, and then the firm also had a couple of opportunities. It has a gap, and I guarantee you tomorrow we're going to hit the gap. This gap here, that some people said there's no fucking way it's going to fill shorty. You don't think they're coming for this gap? Oh, they're coming for it. They want this stock, but they were not going to pay $180 a share for this. They were not going to pay $100 for this. They're going to get it at $74 tomorrow. And probably even more because people know they have a stop loss here. Does that make sense so far? So tomorrow, I mean, if this doesn't gap down, literally short it below 78, let's say 78.5, short it right below it, is going to go to 74. You have a $4 drop on a $70 stock. Let's see, AMD, I hope it's fucking dying. Look where this one bounced. 135.37, right on the level.
I don't know. Yo, Shorty, earlier you were talking about XLF.
XLF, well, yeah, the XLF would have been nice if they did increase the rates. But right now, what does this look like, anyone? What's this pattern right here? These two here.
Is it bearish engulfing? Fuck. Bullish
Bearish
piercing.
engulfing.
Bearish piercing.
Bearish piercing. This would be bearish engulfing if it covered up to here. But this is a very, very strong bearish piercing candle.
What is XLF?
Financial sector. That's all your like banks and financials. So if you look at this chart, for instance, right, obviously a double top, right? You see that it rejected here nicely right on the level. 489, I guess I had, but maybe it's a little less here, 486. So tomorrow, honestly, this is where you enter the trade. And if you don't think these will pay, you're wrong. Like you can make money on this. If you grab 39.50s or whatever it has in terms of puts, well, not that. Boom, 39.50s at 11 cents.
like money.
These can pay tomorrow. This space here is for small accounts, and this will pay. And I don't think it will stop here if it goes. Because this candle here, not so very bullish here. This guy right here, this is not a very bullish candle.
Why did banks go down then if the market went down as well?
Well, the banks were anticipating that they're going to increase the interest rates. When they increase the interest rates, they can loan out the money to higher percentages and make more profit. So when you don't do that, then I mean, you know, the idea is that you're going to stay same, and they don't like that. The banks don't like that.
So if we stayed the same, then technically, why did SPY die?
Well, they did talk about tapering and reducing the balance sheet.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you're going to be reducing the balance sheet, that means you're not going to be buying in the stock market, and liquidity is not going to be there as much.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah. So that's why.
Shorty, on XLF, can you check the 1 hour? That's where my other question of the micro macro trend.
Yep. So here's your 1 hour. They held perfectly here in a cloud, and now it has a bear flag on 1 hour.
Perfect. All right.
Here's your bear flag. I mean, honestly, if this breaks tomorrow, this is the easiest money we could make tomorrow. And if this has a fallen, if this is daily cloud, if it breaks this 40 level, all right, weekly pivot and a daily mids right here, oh, you can say good night to this guy.
Good night. Oh, you can't forget about Etsy, Shorty. We're not missing Etsy again, bro.
So fucking mad. Guys, Etsy, Wayfair were the easiest stocks to short ever today. So here's Etsy.
Holy shit.
Oh, I don't even want to look at it. Guys, this is... I can't cry right now.
That's an easy honey bun right there, bro.
Look at this, dude. Etsy below 215. Look at the previous bounce where it bounced. $194, right on the money. Then, of course, it dipped below that. I was upset at myself when I saw it today. This is a nasty candle here. So the only way you would take this long is it has to reclaim 202.
I was gonna
And
ask you, biotech.
Yep.
No, not biotech. Tech. Vaccine stocks.
Yeah, look here. Okay, so the key level on Myrna is right here, 189. Does anyone know why?
That's a SNR flip.
It's an SNR flip, but it's a breakout level. All breakout levels will get tested at some point. Every single one will get tested at some point. It doesn't matter where you go, you're going to come back to test the breakout level. So tomorrow, this is the hope for Myrna. If it loses 210, well, let's hope this does not happen after hours. This is market makers giving you free money here. This is them saying, here you guys go. We made a lot. We're giving you some right here.
210 or 211?
Yeah. Oh, I would say 210. I would just say 2. I usually round it when it's close to that, to the psychological numbers. And then, let me just make sure that we're not going to get played by these guys. Nope. So this is a daily cloud. Obviously, it rejected. Rejected 256 on the dot. I think that was a VPOC. And look here. Look what happens at 210 level. I would say at 204, 205, there's a high chance that it might bounce on this. Once it breaks this level, it will be outside of the weekly. So the only thing that you have to check at this point is check the monthly cal to make sure that there's nothing hiding in between, because it's extreme right now. And look, so this is beautiful. Once you break this level, even if you wait for 205, you're getting a $10 drop to 196. It's going to go to this, guys. It's going to 196, 92. If anyone wants to bet, I'll take bets right now.
Are you sure? After that first bet?
I'll take any amount that you suggest. This is happening tomorrow. Watch. PFE, I think.
Hey, Shorty, on those clouds you had called on a 1 hour chart, you called it a daily cloud. Do they not?
Which one? Sorry.
Can you explain that a little bit, like the clouds?
What did I say on our 1 hour?
Yeah, you went to a 1 hour chart and you said this is the daily cloud. So
that's correct. So this right here is multi-time frame clouds. Okay. You see how I can change the aggregation period to whatever I want the cloud to be? I can make it a daily. I can make it a weekly here if I want. I can make it a monthly or quarterly or year. Okay. So here I'm putting this one to be my weekly because that's usually my top right. So this is a weekly cloud. You see how it says week? It's weekly Keltner channel. Okay. The time frame that you use inside, the time frame of candles doesn't impact the cloud. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
I lose
that
a
was
lot of
basically
people
my
here.
question.
Okay, yeah, I usually lose people here, a lot of people. The minutes, the candles don't impact the cloud. Cloud stays 1 week, no matter what you do on this, it's still a week. And still the same levels here. Pay attention, like whenever I highlight this, you see 204.96 is the bottom of the cloud on 10 minutes. Okay, well, 204.96 is the bottom of the cloud on a daily chart too, on the daily candles. Does that make sense?
Yep. Gotcha.
Okay, so tomorrow, and there's something you have to be cautious and you have to pay attention to these things. Is there anything you guys see that's a warning sign for shorting? What do you see here?
A divergence?
It's a bullish divergence. It's a bullish divergence on momentum. You see the selling here. From here, actually, the selling really never, it really is stopped here. They just basically manipulated to bring it back down. There's a strong chance that if we hold this level, so what I would do tomorrow on this one is short it below 205 to 196. That would be my entry on Myrna tomorrow. because it's in the cloud right now. And I don't trade, I don't take, trades inside the clouds ever. So 205 to 196 tomorrow. Otherwise, there's a potential for a strong bounce on this. I'm on a daily cloud. I'm on daily time frame, guys, and there's a very, very strong bullish divergence here. Between here and here, this is making higher lows. This made, a lower one. So this should be actually bouncing really, really strong. And any bullish flow on this, Flipper?
On Myrna, I got you right now. Give me 1 second. I was looking at shop to see if we could short it too. See, oh, we'll do it. Myrna. Oh wow.
They should be targeting, if they're going to be trading any calls, they should be targeting 230s, 240s, or 250s.
Yo, you're a market maker, bro. Look at what I put on chat. Oh shit. No, the last pick. Look where they're targeting, around 240.
Yeah, that's the level they have to bring it back to. They have to bring it back to, that's going to be their delta neutral zone, probably. Futures taking a dump. Ooh. Okay, we are not going to get the picture, it looks like, that we planned on for tomorrow. Whoa. Whew. Bullish divergence on 5 minutes on futures. I mean, it's massive. This is orchestrated selling right now while we're sleeping. This is a pretty big bullish divergence right here. But it's only 5 minutes, so yeah, this looks, yeah. There's a high chance we wake up at 46.14. Hate to tell you guys, but you might not get a chance. They might play it before.
So how would you adjust if, let's say, all our levels get broken? Like, what's kind of like the next step to adjusting to the market?
Well, I mean, tomorrow, if this happens, after hours, you have to kind of wait and see. I think it would be choppy. I think,
Okay.
Obviously they would have made a lot of money in the puts, and they would be in this zone for a little bit. They would play here, a little bit higher, a little bit lower, with no direction. And that's when you don't trade. That's a type of day that you don't take trades on. Right? It's a no trade day, especially when it's consolidating, not giving you a good trend day. Just imagine if you didn't take any trades from January 1st or whatever that date was, I guess 3rd till now, and today you took trades. Today was the day you could make the most money for the rest of the month because it was a trending day.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah, of course.
So basically on a chop day, obviously you say be careful, but you'll still take trades and, people will and stuff. Like, I guess, how would you approach like a choppy market? Just like, being super careful and stuff?
Hold on one time. All right, repeat it. Sorry, repeat it.
So, other than today, like the past few days have been choppy in the market. Would you agree?
Let's see. Let's just look at a couple of days.
Maybe not yesterday. It's one of the days this week. It was a couple of days for sure.
So definitely. So here, what is this day called here? Let me go here. Let's just kind of go towards the days that we have, right, that we talked about. So I'll just go on 15 minutes. So here's Monday. Okay, this is a perfect. I mean, this is perfect.
That's a trend day.
No, I'm talking about Monday here.
Typical day.
Oh, sorry, I meant to say typical day.
This is.
You're too slow.
Got me.
This does not get more than a typical day. The reason why I say that it doesn't get more than typical day is it has a nice long range and it never breaks the range to the upper side or bottom side for the day. What happens is, who buys it here? I gave you guys a list of buyers. Who's buying here?
Is it responsive?
Retail.
Responsive, right?
Responsive buyers. They're buying right here. And then basically they're just here. The next day, let's look at this. So you have the high range here. You have this. So let's use this just to kind of give you guys an idea. So you have a little range here, right? Great. And then you broke that range. You created another range. And they were happy. Then they tried to go back up and they got rejected and they continued down. So here, even if you look at it, it started off slow, but today we had a reason for the slow start. Agree?
Yes, sir.
So if somebody, you have no idea what you're doing, let's say in the market, this is all you have to do is look at it. This was your high candle that occurred at 10:15. So it basically broke the orb high 15 minutes after the orbs were set. And they do that, believe it or not, on purpose because they know about the orbs. Okay, so you have this range here. As soon as you break this range, there's a strong chance that you play that range, just like it suggests. And because this started not as a trend day here, it started as what?
Double distribution.
It started as a double distribution, but it never gave you distribution on the bottom until after hours. It gave you here, but then now it's just continuing. Make sense?
Sir. Yo, Shorty, didn't you say in the first 30 minutes, if the price action doesn't break the opening range high or opening range low, it will save you money, so it's better to stay out of the trade?
Yeah, that's your typical day. You can play the zones, the top to the bottom. If you see it's not breaking the bottom, and it's not breaking the top real quick, you probably know that that it's not going to go to that range. And that, as soon as you recognize the type of day it is, it's going to be easier for you to know how to trade it.
Gotcha.
So if we zoom out, I mean, here, this is, even if you're looking at here, look at the range that it has, right? I mean, just logically, this range, I hate. So this is about what? 387 range. So a $4 move on SPY is a pretty decent range, right? It's a rangy day. When it's compact like this, remember what I wrote in your typical days. When it's tight like this, so this is what, 95 cents range open. It's a pretty tight range. It's easier to break the tighter range than it is to break the lower range that it has here. It needs a lot more buyers. And when do you guys think they did it? And Jeff pointed this out today. I saw it. They basically gapped it up. They did it after hours. And they created a trap for people. And then look, then created a range here. Once it did, boom. And they even beat the pre-market high here, which is another trap that they used to make you think we're going to go higher here at 9:30. It's going to be an explosion. And boom, they trapped it. And then at 10:30, they dumped it, created a second distribution here. And then they basically stayed for the most part here until last 30 minutes. And you could have played this long. I mean, this is not a bad chance to go long. Right here. And you see how tight they give it. They're not giving clear shots to anything. Yeah, you break this range, you probably would have made nice money. 477.97, 430, you probably could make 20% here. And then boom, back. Once you break this, you can go higher, and that was a nice break. That was beautiful break, about almost 70 cents. So you could have played that today. And then same thing with MU today. I mean, I think I was trading it for the most part from my phone, well, all of it. So 97 actually was the level for MU today. So it was around number 97, and this is where I took it. I don't like to take trades the first 5 minutes, so this one was not taken. Once it did this and reclaimed it, I took it here, sold here, bought here, sold here, and then I just kept buying the dips on it. And that was a fairly easy trade on MU today. But
Shorty,
then
not bad. When does relative strength override price action?
I mean, if the whole market's showing the, let's say that we're really, really dumping, but at this time, and I don't know if you're talking about this specific scenario, but relative strength, usually if that happens in a day like today, and I don't know what had relative strength today, if that happens, that stock becomes really, really important for moving forward. And then that resistance that it held today or support becomes really, really relevant moving forward. So those, they do become super important on the day like this to notate the levels. When everything was dumping, hey, I held this level. And usually that level will be held even on an average day, because if it was held in a bad day, I'm pretty sure it'll be held on a decent day of the market. So I don't know if that helps with the answer, but it's not an easy.
Avoid bear traps, because I sometimes do get trapped in bears. Like I take it short, like for example, MU, it broke. I'll take it once it breaks the trend line, but then once it starts kind of distributing, I'll start taking profit off the table. But then it will dump, and I'm like, shit, I could have just banked 5 more eggs.
So this was easy today as well. I mean, this was I took the trades here, right? But if you drew this, maybe a rising wedge here. It doesn't look like a rising wedge, but it is. It's making lower highs. Even if you took this trade on the break here, here's your previous low, right? So this is actually a really good professional entry here. 97.72 was your entry. Well, how do you know where it's going, right? Same concept.
Oh, you dropped some fibs. Gotcha.
It hit the perfect level here on 97.2, and it tried to hold something at 96.1. It didn't. I mean, it went all the way to extended 227 target. And I mean, it's just very simple if you keep it simple and you keep your head composed of drawing, connecting, like if you're just doing naked charts, here's your lower lows connector or higher lows, whatever you want to call them. Here's, if you're using this, you get 1 touch, 2 touches, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 touches to a top trend line. I mean, if you break this level right here, I would say the high of the day, sure, you're probably going to go to 100. But if you break this lower low right here, that's lining up with this bottom of the wedge, I mean, you do have a strong chance that you're going to dump. And depending on how conservative you are, if you're really open to more risk, grab from here to high here, or you could grab from the low of the day here to the high and see what happens then. And look here. Your first target would be, you have the 50, 61.8, you had a bounce of 61.8, and it went all the way down to your 127. So this is a little bit more, hey, I have room. If you want to be a little bit more risk averse, here's your levels. You have the 127, you have 1618, you get out, and 227 here, and you get out, and you're done for the day. And you're talking about a 174 reward, and your risk would be here. Let's say, so if you took the trade here, 97.74, 55 cents risk for about $1.90 reward. I'd take that trade any time of the day.
So the shorter the fibs, the more risk averse?
Yeah, of course, because your targets are closer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to replicate this move here, this swing. So if I'm using this, it's going to project the levels based, it's going to project the levels based on this, right? So this is your levels.
Yeah.
Right, but if I'm going, open low to day high, then comes this.
Gotcha.
I know
Yeah, it
this is
helps
a
a lot.
random class. It wasn't really structured. I'm open to whatever topic, but trading is really simple till you guys complicate it and add more doubts in what you're seeing.
True that. So, Shorty, when do you on days like today, would you suggest using micro trends or macro trends? Because I'm usually a guy of the thinker, and I'll use the 1 hour and 4 hour. But then I can
No, you can definitely use, that becomes your bigger target, right? So if you look right here on, here's your 4 hour and MU. And this is clear as day, right?
exactly.
So if it loses this tomorrow, so let's just, I'll trade this tomorrow with my eyes closed. You break below 93.54, I'll take you all day. I'll take this trade all the way down to here, 92.7 first, and I'll wait for 91.4 with about 30 contracts. It'll be an easy trade, honestly.
Because I'm looking at SPX, bro. We can easily be down another $100.
Yeah, I mean, easy. Yeah, it broke the middle here. Yeah, I mean, SPX needs to hold this tomorrow.
And you'll take it once it breaks that?
Oh,
Is
hell
that
yeah, I'm gonna take it. Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna have the opportunity. Look at futures; they're almost down 0.5%. We are dumping. Okay, so you posted a chart earlier. I saw that you posted accumulation, distribution, whatnot.
Yeah, accumulation, distribution.
Yep. So here's your accumulation. Just giving you guys a visual. Here's your accumulation, right? Then here are your mini accumulations here. And then here's the daddy. This is your distribution here. And
Yes.
this one had no impact on it at all. So now, if this was your accumulation, where do you think they're coming? See this daily bottom?
Oh, gotcha.
Lining up perfectly with this quick zone that I created. So there's a strong chance we're going back tomorrow. We will open tomorrow at 46.15.
46. Yeah, because my issue with market phases is once it's declining, when do traders become long-term investors, and then it starts accumulating? So yeah, let me. So that's where my sweet spot is. That's where I become more. That's how I become more prolific in trading. Because once it's declining, all right, what level will be on the macro trend that investors will start accumulating that level, and then you can start taking it long from there. So let me tag you short. Yeah, I tagged you on chat where I'm talking about declining and then accumulation 4-on-1.
Let's see. Just want to show you guys one last thing before I hop off. This is SPX 200R. Okay. So this is basically telling you the percent of companies above the 200 moving average. A few times I pointed this out. I think you're in the group still. Flabby, I said this was a huge bear flag with a huge zone here being formed for a sell-off. And exactly that's kind of what it's doing right now. So it's at 71% right now. It really needs to hold this tomorrow if we're not to see more blood in the market.
Gotcha.
So once we lose this guy here, it's, I guess this should be 0.70. That's 0.70. Once we lose this, we have a lot of opportunity to go down. And just don't get, people get a little cocky and it's like, oh, it won't go that low. It will go low as 2%.
Holy crap. Full port.
Well, I'm not saying full. I mean, if this is lost, right? So here you had a high low. Obviously here it tried to reclaim it. Once it lost it, it's in the bear mode.
Yeah. Or at least
This
a
is
honey.
your bear. here, and now, you have your previous lower low right here at 52 cents. If this was to break right here, you can full port on puts right here. If this was to break in terms of percentages. But who knows what they're going to do. This is just speculation, right? So.
Love it.
What other questions you guys got before I call it a night?
So just to reiterate, just as long as I'm interpreting correctly, on typical days, basically you're playing zones for the most part, like those ranges.
Yep. So you're playing on the bottom of range. If it's a really wide range, if it gives you an opening range where it dips and it gets bought back up, that's a signal. Like here, that's a signal that these are responsive buyers stepping in and they're going to try to buy back all the way up to the upper side. So that's here. If it's a trend day, you're literally going in the trend like today, even though it looked like it's going to be a double distribution day. But once it broke this, man, I mean, you had, once it broke this, it was a definitely trending day. And you had stocks that had trending days past couple of days. I think AMD had a trending day, not today, but here. This is definitely a trend day here. You had a little, range that it built here for like 15 minutes, and then it literally just took down and continued from 149 to 141. And it really barely gave you any ranges. There was no agreeing between buyers and sellers to create besides this right here, right? This was where they started kind of agreeing. So if you wanted to call this double distribution day, maybe you could right here. They sold off here and then they created a range right here. So yeah, this is a double distribution day. Let's see. But yeah, here's your trending day right here. No ifs, buts, just fucking dump here. And every one of these bear flags will work. As soon as you recognize that it's the trending day, look how well these work. Every freaking time they worked. Short, take profit. Short, take profit. Right on, take profit. And then just keep going. That's your trending day. That's how you know. A quick dump, no looking back. And then the typical days are probably the most common ones. Here's your SPY. This is a disgusting day. So this is where, if you look here, what do you trade here? So this starts as a typical day, long range down, they brought it back up. And then look, it literally stayed, unless you're shorting here, waiting till 335, you shorted it here, then you got a nice little dump for 3 points on SPY. Other than that, it was just a typical day here until this happened here.
Yo, Shorty, haven't you noticed traders using Bitcoin now as a gauge as well with to SPY?
Honestly, I don't relate them. Me personally, I'm sure there's correlation at some point, but it could be coincidence as well.
I don't see it, so maybe you saw it.
No, I don't see it, man. This is the easiest way you guys can trade. Honestly, what I'm kind of showing you guys now is understand the days. These are your responsive buyers. This would be your responsive sellers here. Try and sell it at the high right here and quick sell down. So, I mean, as long as you understand what I wrote and you can apply it, I promise you're trading. As long as you understand the type of day it is, you're a 30% better trader today.
Easily. You'll be a mini wizard.
Oh, shit. No, I didn't mean to do that. So I think, just keep practicing. If you're not familiar, don't go heavy. Even, 1, 2, 3 contracts on something little like tomorrow. I think Webull might be good for shorting. We found X. Oh my God, Fubo at $13. Holy shit. So this was the range that I had here. You guys see, I thought they were accumulating to take it higher. I honestly thought so. Like here, over 18, they dropped $4 more. This is crazy. So I guess it's going to 1260. This is going to 1260. Wow. This is crazy, guys. This is, I mean, when you think about it, March 20th, we're lower. Where's March 20th on this thing? Here. Fubo is lower now than it was on March 20th. Oh. Man, this is pretty much dumping right now. So here's a mini consolidation here. And where would you short it right here? Anyone?
Below 4673.25.
Just easy.
No?
No, right here. So it's giving you this range. If you want to play a scalp all the way up, this would be your first target for long. Once it breaks here, if it breaks this, then we're going even lower, right? So it'll probably be the measure move between here, which would be what? It's going to be negative 38. So another $17 from here. So this point here is, I'll leave this here just to see how accurate it is tomorrow. You guys remember it. 4673 minus 17. Okay.
Wait, what was that? What did you say?
So tomorrow, watch this level. Well, I'm saying if you're to trade futures right now, it'll be 4678 minus 17. It's going to be 4656 would be your level here to take money off. So this would be your target. If this was to break, it's going up to here. But I mean, just simplicity of it. You don't need to complicate it. Oh my God, this is looking so bad. All right, guys. Well, if you don't have anything else, hopefully you guys picked up some stuff. I'll probably be live tomorrow. I don't have any doctor's appointments, so we'll make sure to nail some stuff tomorrow. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you.